Welcome to the Get Real with King Arthur show. Hope you're having a happy holiday and will have a Merry Christmas. I want to talk today about Bethlehem. I visited there with my friend Eugene years ago. We walked from Jerusalem to Bethlehem, about 4 miles. And it was very quiet there because this was in the 1st of August. But I understand that on the Christmas season, the whole town is given to revelry, which is good. Because not only Christians celebrate the birth of Christ, but Muslims do also. To Muslims, Jesus is a prophet. To Christians, Jesus is the Son of God. Anyway, I understand that to be there at Christmas time, in peace anyway, there are lots of bands and carols singing and everyone's celebrating. And when they come to, in the town square, when they come to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where tradition has it that Jesus was born, they have to stop. The parade has to stop. Why? Because the only entrance to the Church of the Holy Nativity, did I say Holy Sepulchre? The Church of the Holy Nativity is you have to stoop down to enter it, one at a time. And I think that metaphorically, that someone would say, well, why don't we just, what a shame that we can't celebrate this by opening a gate, a big hole in the wall or something. We could continue the parade right into the Church of the Holy Nativity. Well, there's a lesson here, I think, a symbolic lesson. If you want to get into the real meaning of Christ's birth, you must do it one by one. And although celebration is appropriate, the real way to understand the Christ is to understand that he was the suffering Messiah. And we must suffer our own wills lost as Jesus did. You know, the most exciting, dramatic moment in the life of the universe was in the Garden of Gethsemane when Jesus said, according to the scriptures, if there's any way I can be other way than to die on a cross, please open it up. And then he said, the obvious answer was no. There's only one way, and he said, not my will, but thine be done. That's the crucial message that each of us must say, is it not? Well, anyway, back to the paraders, whatnot, at the side of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. I like to think of them as maybe, let's say, the thinkers and philosophers and intellectual leaders of the world. And especially philosophers largely hope to find meaning through the intellect, through their own intellect. And their confidence is in their own knowledge or thinking. And they find out, as the scripture said many times before, by reasoning men knew not God. We finally found that out, although people like Kant and Spinoza tried to find out God through reasoning. And so, especially modern philosophy has given up on what we call metaphysics, meaning, ultimate meaning. So, there's no way to, by reasoning, to crash the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Only by, well, what does the Scripture say? The Scripture says, not by reasoning, but obedience. Not by just thinking correct thoughts, but obeying. Obeying what you know to be the right thing facing you. So obedience, more than sacrifice or more than thinking. Now, you say, well, that's a cheap thing. No, it's not cheap. Thinking is, well, it takes some time and effort, but obedience takes everything, doesn't it? So the way, dear friends, although I'm not putting down philosophy, and philosophy has many benefits. In fact, one is the discovery that metaphysics is impossible for them, and epistemology too. So, if you want to get into the Church of the Holy Nativity, you know the way. That's a simple way. And so I hope that although you may be celebrating with a band and a parade and all kinds of celebration, you won't forget the ultimate meaning through the gate, the opening where you bow down to enter. You know, I think of Jesus when he was 12 years old. He was pretty cool coming back from Alexandria with all those brilliant thinking, but that didn't really do much good in the world. But there was something else, not before the rulers of the synagogue, but something else that we say, if I be lifted up on the cross, I will draw all men to me. So, I hope you'll bow down and enter the Church of the Holy Nativity this season. Have a great season.